The king who chose the weakest boy. Long ago, there was a kingdom unlike any other. Its king was wise, respected, and loved by his people. But there was one problem. He had no children. The entire kingdom wondered the same thing. Who will become the next king? The strongest warriors trained every day. The richest nobles bribed ministers. The smartest scholars memorized thousands of books. Everyone believed the throne would belong to the most powerful person. The old king smiled, because none of them knew his real plan. One morning, the king made a surprising announcement. I will not choose my successor by strength, wealth, or blood. Instead, every young man in the kingdom will receive a single seed. Return exactly 1 year from today. Whoever grows the finest tree will become the next king. The kingdom erupted with excitement. Thousands of young men lined up. Among them stood a poor farmer's son. He had no expensive clothes, no servants, no special education, but he dreamed of changing his family's future. The king handed him a tiny seed. Take good care of it. The boy returned home and planted the seed in the best soil he could find. He watered it every morning, protected it from insects, moved it into sunlight. Weeks passed. Nothing happened. He bought better soil. Still nothing. Months passed. Other villagers proudly showed growing plants. Some had flowers, some had fruit. His pot was still empty. People laughed. You don't even know how to grow a plant. You'll never become king. The boy felt ashamed. Many times he wanted to replace the seed with another one. No one would know. But every time he picked up a new seed, he remembered the king's words. Take good care of it. So he kept the empty pot. 1 year later, the royal palace was filled with beautiful trees. Some were taller than a man. Some were covered with colorful flowers. Others produced rare fruits no one had ever seen. The poor boy stood quietly in the corner, holding nothing but an empty clay pot. People laughed louder than ever. He actually came. How embarrassing. Even the palace guards tried to stop him, but the king ordered, "Let him enter." The king slowly walked past every magnificent tree. He said nothing. Then he reached the boy. He looked into the empty pot. Then he smiled. Turning toward the crowd, he raised the boy's hand. This is your new king. The palace fell silent. One noble shouted, Have you gone mad? He grew nothing. The old king nodded. Exactly. He reached into his robe and pulled out another seed. Every seed I gave you had been boiled. They were impossible to grow. Yet almost everyone replaced theirs with new seeds because they wanted to win. He looked at the poor boy. This young man was the only one who had the courage to fail honestly. I can teach someone how to rule. I cannot teach integrity. Years later, the kingdom became known as the fairest land in the world. People trusted their king because they knew one thing. He would rather lose with honesty than win with a lie. And that was the greatest strength a ruler could ever have. Moral: success built on dishonesty never lasts. True greatness begins when your character remains strong, even when no one is watching.